Hey viewers and friends, this is a quick video response to Ryan1988 or Justin in regards to his Keep Horror Alive and Support Scream video. Support Scream 4 video. First of all, Justin, I wanted to say, great video by the way. I found it really thought-provoking and interesting and had to do a video response, so I've given it a bit of thought. And while my opinions do differ quite a bit from you, I think we're good enough friends, well I classify us as good enough friends to, respect each other's different opinions and take it lightheartedly, not too serious, because after all they're just opinions. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly post this video response, so I hope you enjoy it, Justin. The first thing I wanted to say is I think it's a real shame Scream 4 is not doing so well in the box office. After its initial release and hearing all the sort of reviews and feedback here on YouTube and on some forums I go to, I thought, oh, it's doing pretty well, that's awesome. But after reading a bit more and delving into it a bit more, it's not faring so well, which is a shame because a lot's been relying on it. I know whoever's planning to make Halloween 3 has said they'll only do it if Scream 4 is successful, and I've also read the same about the Friday the 13th remake to the sequel or whatever it is, which is in limbo at the moment, but I remember reading a similar statement in regards to that. I really hope they do make those two films. I want to see them, and I hope this doesn't hinder anyone planning to release horror movies. Please still do it. I'd love to see it at Scream 4 at the cinema, but I can't because my crappy cinema here in Ballina isn't showing it. I don't know why. They normally get most of the new release stuff, and they've got all the other movies that got released the same time as Scream 4, but they're not showing Scream 4, so I can't go and see it. However, I will definitely be picking it up on Blu-ray because I like the series. So as soon as that hits Blu-ray, I'll be picking it up and I'll be supporting the movie and the company that way. You say you want more original movies, you don't think there's enough of them. That's where I really don't agree. I think the horror genre is the most flooded genre in terms of movies at the moment, especially in the last sort of 5 to 10 years. I definitely think that it's one genre that's really been flooded with movies, some really good, a lot not so good, which I kind of think may be the problem. There's been so many mediocre and crappy ones being made that it sort of puts a lot of people off making them, perhaps, I'm not sure. But yeah, just going through my collection, I think I came across about 32 horror titles, original horror titles that have been released in the past 10 or so years. And to me that's a really solid number. I mean, if you're going to go year by year, that equates to about roughly on average 3 per year or something around that mark, which I think's a solid amount. I'd be happy if every year we saw 2 to 3 really awesome horror titles. That'd be more than enough for me. I don't know other people's expectations on how many they want to get released, but I think there's been enough original horror stuff going around, and the majority of them have actually been pretty good, so I don't think that's such an issue. What I think is an issue is back to basics horror. I really think that needs to be addressed. I think we need to see a lot more back to basics horror being released because I love it. I love all the basic 70s and 80s horror, and I know a majority of you guys do as well, and I think that's where the genre definitely needs to go, in my opinion. I've pulled 3 different horror genre titles that mimic back to basics horror out of my collection, so I'll just quickly show them. The first one's a prime example of good old 70s and 80s slashers, and that is Switchblade Romance or High Tension. Basically, to me, this is old school slasher taken into a modern film and done perfectly. The next one's really, really good, and that's The House of the Devil. Now this actually is completely done with an 80s setting. I mean, if you didn't know it was released a few years ago, this could easily pass as an 80s release. It's a haunted house or satanic cult movie. Brilliantly done. There's not a huge amount of kills or body count. It's not overly gory, but it's got great atmosphere, creepiness, and just, yeah, a really suspenseful tone to it, and it's absolutely brilliant. The next one's a horror genre that we haven't seen since the 90s, and that's the horror anthology Trick or Treat. This just reminds me of all the fun times I had watching all the great 80s and early 90s horror anthologies. Love it. So yeah, that's just my opinions on where I think horror needs to go. I don't think original titles are such an issue, but I do think we need to go back to basics in terms of horror. So yeah, I hope I haven't rambled or gone off topic, Justin, but I just wanted to do this video response. So feel free to rate, guys, let me know what you think, and thanks a lot for watching.